All right, give everybody a minute. All right, so this is a game from Colosimo between Rafez, and we'll watch from his point of view because he requested this, and Not Good Guy Plays. It is lizards versus humans, fairly early. I don't think there's any development on either of these. Doesn't look like there's any development on either of these teams. So, fresh lizards, fresh humans. I don't. Yeah, neither team even has an Appo yet. Oh no, there's an Appo for the humans and a Babe. This is a no ogre build. So, no ogre build, and the humans chose to receive in the rain. So, the one thing I would say about that is it's important to learn how to spot the weather at the coin flip, especially if, say, you're playing elves and the weather's very sunny, or things like sweltering heat. It's important to spot that just so you know if you win the toss. So humans won the toss, pick to receive in the rain. I would have been tempted to make the lizards receive in the rain because the more kicks that go by, the better the chances of the rain going away. So if you kick to the lizards and the rain goes away, all right, fine. They get good weather. If it doesn't, then they have to pick up on 4+s, and you get a chance to get some help in your defense. Then on your turn 8, so if they do score, you get a chance to like whatever that kickback is to try and have the weather turn nice, and you get a chance on turn 9 kick. So that would be what I would have done. Um, but getting your offense over with while you have all your men is also valid. So this is a no ogre human team. They had at least 50 TV kicking around for a Babe. So I'm not sure exactly what they took out of the gate. Let's get the skill. There's a thrower, which you can fit in a normal build if you're willing to play on 2 rerolls, I believe. 4 blitzers, 4 linos, 70, 140, 210, 570, 670, 770, 980. So the lizards must have something. They must have might have scummed the babe, actually. Might have had enough money left over to scum the babe. So, uh, yeah, it's gonna be a tough battle for the humans because generally the no ogre build has struggles. Bribe's good for them though. Bribe is good for them because they've got cheap linos. The no ogre build really struggles against teams that outstrength you because that's where the ogre helps the most. It's the strength teams have the easiest time dealing with the ogre, but he also adds the most. It's a weird kind of paradoxical thing for humans. Like I've played this build and I took it up against what was it? It was dwarves first, and I had a heck of a time. And then you run into somebody like chaos or orcs or lizards with strength 4, you're gonna have a hard time. Above and beyond that, this team could have, I believe, afforded a third catcher for more speed. I think that's a preference thing because catchers are absolutely weak. They're strength 2, and I hate them for it. I have a lot of problems with the human catchers because there's not really a reason for them to be strength 2. You know, they could easily be strength 3 and not be broken. Even at their price, they might have a little price hike. So there's that. All right, that's one die. Gonna reroll that. So I don't know if you knew. I don't know if that was an intentional one, or if and if that's intentional, that's fine. Picking to make one dice is fine. Against lizards, you sometimes are gonna have to. Like this is gonna be uphill or a one die without block. Um, so if you're gonna do this LOS, the block pieces need to go here inside so that they get an assist from the outside to make it a one die. Otherwise, you're being forced to block without block, and one dice without block are kind of bad news. Kind of bad news. So right out of the gate, that's a little bit of trouble. Basis the skanks may or may not dictate the blitz, but I would expect that to dictate the blitz. And what dice into the skull. So he threw 3 block dice. He got 2 skulls and a push. So that's a little unfortunate. Uh, but I might not have even set up to take these hits. I'd have put a lino here, a lino here, maybe one here, and one there, and disengaged with these 3 at the front, or at least with some of my pieces I would have disengaged to try and spread out, because you want to spread out the strength to where you have a chance to punch it. Um, so now the lizards are going to be able to penetrate here or just stuff this line hard on that. So that's really unlucky. He did cover the ball, which is good. It is raining, which makes it hard for the lizards to just pick it up and run away, especially within the tackle zone. So let's see where the lizards come. They're going to have to be careful not to over-pursue. As fast as skinks are, human catchers are fast. I don't like them with their strength 2, but they are fast. I'll give them that. Just a push, that's helpful to at least not have the knockdown. So this means that if the humans can punch a hole, these pieces are going to close the back of it. So he's got to be careful not to overcommit, but oof. And you got to eat that. Yeah. Think of the children. Yeah, it's great for the charity, but it's not so good for this team. And block 1, like at that, you either get tilted or you just laugh at that. That's, to have that happen is pretty unlucky. 6-6, 5-4, 6-3. So, okay, so he doesn't come around and feel it with another skink here, even if he does. Yes, there's a path through. There is absolutely a path through. So, okay, if you're the humans here, you're down a player, which feels bad, man. But you have a path here. Blitz him off, come around, um, and you can try and get him in the backfield. It's a little bit risky because you're already super based, right? Like this is rough because you can't just disengage. You're not playing elves. Disengaging is hard. So this is partially, yeah, it's good, but that's a good approach though, because the other approach is you get so salty that you just ruin the rest of the game, right? When that happens. Uh, so I think part of this is due to the unluckiness of getting 2 skulls out of 3 block dice, and being forced to rely on 1 dice is unfortunate. Setting up with so many guys in base to take the hits, and again being a little bit set up a little bit wrong in that the blitzer should have been not on the outside. You should have had linos on the outside, so the blitzers were the next ones in to use block for the 1 dice. It ended up not mattering because it was skulls. So this is really rowdy, or really rough for the humans already. They lack the ogre, but there's a path through, and you're kind of potatoing. But as long as you're touching all the Saurus are not gonna dodge away. So if you can get the ball to this catcher downfield, you got a shot at least getting the score. Skinks, go pop. Ooh. That's dangerous. Oh, hold on just a second. It's right around bedtime and the kid does not like going to bed. Alright, so sure hands does the thing. See, with that skink being here though, if you push the skink here, you have a path through. And it's potato, but you have a path. With the skink being there and it not being a knockdown, did you roll a both down on that? Oh no, that was somebody else. Yeah, it's just, if you made it with the blitzer, you could have picked the both down here on the skink, knocked him down. And then you're kind of sealed though. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So now you're gonna have to defend this ball. Hopefully, there's no panic though. Um, These block dice do not... Oh! Super punished for that. These block dice don't like you this game. You've rolled a lot of both downs and skulls. Where's another? Okay. So this lizard player is not well set up for it, but there is a world where there's a surf play here. There is a world where there's a surf play here. Because you can punch here. Yeah, so there absolutely was a surf. You punch here and stay, and then you have a one die surf with this skink being on the sideline. Uh, this player doesn't go for it. I think I set up to harass you and go for that because that's a blitzer. That's a high value target. Oh, you're used to Nurgle? Yeah, humans are quite a bit different, and whereas Nurgle can do without the beast early, humans are gonna have a hard time without the ogre. Um, I think. Yeah, so this blitzer, if I was the lizards, I would have tried to surf him. It's not that hard. It just takes you save him up, you pursue with these people to close this wall. This skink comes back to be a safety. Push him, you blitz him, and he goes out, and then this skink can actually just come through to here, I think. Just stunty through and let the dodges rip. You know, they'll be what they'll be. This is a little crazy. We'll see if you can make him pay for that, but this I don't like. Yeah, at this point the removal game's just going so far against you. There's not a lot you're going to be able to do. You're down 3 pieces on turn 2. It's not even turn 3 yet. It's more than a piece at turn. There's not much doing when that happens. And there's not even Mighty Blow, right? Like, they don't even have block. So, we're going to keep some scrappy Blood Bowl here. They keep rolling pals. So, I wouldn't get too discouraged by this. You're getting a little bit punished for your build, which is just not as well suited against this team. You're getting a little punished by the fact that Lizards are, like, one of the best teams, like, period, across all TV values, basically. Uh, Chuck might argue that they're not quite as good against high qualcomm, but that's a separate thing. Wizards are really good and they scale well. You're getting punished a little bit by that and a little bit by the base. It's kind of a bunch of stuff going into you. See? That's why you don't do that with the skink. Good, he got punished. Good. Good. I mean, that was like pretty bad. Okay. Now you're gonna punch that skink. Yeah, so okay. So you got the right approach, right? Like, it doesn't matter what happens with the ball if you murder all the skinks, because the source aren't gonna pick it up. Oof. Yeah, I'm used to going down to about 5 guys in the half, but I play Underworld, so half my team's stunty. Yeah, he's kind of got you pinned. This guy's a good look if you can get it to him, but you're gonna have you're really based up, and while you outblock him for the moment, none of your block pieces are gone. That's good so far. He outstrengths you by a ton. So any of these engagements he's in, especially if he can base your strength 2 players, it's really gonna favor him. Um, you put the bribe on the kickoff. I don't think you're going to get a chance to use it, and I wouldn't be surprised if he starts battling soon with the piece advantage. Because when you're ahead, get more ahead. Oof. Okay, that was a good scatter. That's going to be hard to retrieve. His turn for some skull. Ooh, okay, so that's a lucky break. That is... I spoke too soon. Okay. All right. Yeah, okay. So I think what I'm trying to do if I'm you, yeah, is I want to get this guy downfield. And it's going to be potato, but you don't really have options now. Um, you want to blitz the skink and go downfield with him. stand him up, push him through the hole to about here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He needs to go about up here. He needs to then hit it and come to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This seems reasonable. Stand him up, and he's just going to stand there. You're going to pick it up with the thrower, come base the Crocs, and then pass it to your blitzer up here. This guy, end of turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you don't base the Crocs. Come here. This guy will dodge to there. This guy will just try this 4+. So 3+, 4+, 3+, and see where you get. It's super dicey, but it's if you can get through on this, then you'll have a position. I would have liked him to come a little bit more central. I like that dodge. I'm not sure. Like, I had to punch the skink first, but I'd like him to be a little bit more central because then you can try and build a screen with him. Oof. God, these block dice are terrible. Yeah, there isn't a lot of doing with the block dice you got. Yeah, that is what it is. If all you roll are skulls, then you're gonna have a hard time. And like, you're this play, I'm not sure what the thought process was behind it being first. I would have saved that till last. But I had a very different play in mind, so I'm not sure what it was you were trying to do with that. I'm not sure there was a reason, but I'm not sure what it was. Okay, so he is out of rerolls now. So that's something that the Crocs behaves. Okay, that's gonna make it hard for these guys. They're kind of out of the play. He's gonna surf him. Follow and then stunty hit. Skulls. All right, he got him. All right, now punish on that. Was this just about they hurt? Hopefully. Yeah. Okay. See, now he's got the player advantage. That's the right play for him. Fail the bribe. Okay. Doesn't fail it. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So probably So you've got a couple players downfield that are just out of the play. Yeah, this guy dodging free and hitting the skink is really the only play you have. So him giving you that, him going for the foul before taking care of this, was incorrect turn order. Got him with the POW. I might have pushed him here. There's better scatters. Okay, that's perfect. Don't move anymore. Oof. Yeah, so I don't think you need to pick up the ball there per se. Maybe you did. Maybe you did need to pick up the ball. The tackle zone with the ball in the rain, you've dictated the blitz already with the tackle zone. Even if so sure, pick it up and then stand there. You at least have block. You're dictating some of his play. I think without a rule, it was a bit much to ask that player to go in, get the ball, and hold on to it. Yeah, so this eye cage is not good. Just come up here. That's going to, I suppose, pow him. I don't know why he didn't follow that. He should have locked you down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could have made that a 2 die. You didn't need it, but you could have made it a 2 die. Oh, it's a 3+ to do that. Never mind. 1 die's 5. Fine. We're in YOLO territory, so. Okay, now you just dodge the other blitzer free with the blitz. Oh no, you have to down. I see. Tail. Tail did it too. That was a tail trip. I hope this babe does some work. Wait, why did it switch views? Thank you, Cyanide. Okay. Switch views to your side again. So yeah, you're in scrappy territory. There's not really good choices. There's only less bad ones. Hopefully you can count on the rain. Okay. So he's making a lot of mistakes that are helping you out here. He's making a lot of turn order error mistakes, right? This guy should be stepping to him. This guy should be stepping here. Like, this guy should be stepping here. This skink should probably be getting out to maybe here to lock him in place. Like, he's making a lot of order of operations errors and rushing to get the ball, and it's giving you a path back into this game. Because now you have risky plays to make. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can 2-die the skink again for a 3+ and a GFI. Like, there are now scrappy plays to get out of this. And you can step to the ball with him to mark it. Like, you now have options because of that error. So I think that he's making some mistakes of letting you get into this game in a situation where he could have it far more under control than he does. Uh-oh. Okay, that was up there. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Okay, so he was coming to base the ball too. I'm assuming. And that's a good play to get a couple bases on the ball. Make him at least chain push you off it. Oof, pow. Okay, dollars to donuts. He goes for the pickup now that the ball is free. Okay, that's good. That's this player needs to step here to have a tight cage. So now you can punch the skink. Now you can punch the skink off the ball. Yeah, punch the skink. So the other thing with lizards, right? The Saurus are handling. So the odds of it done with the Saurus and wall. So going after the skinks, I like it. So, okay. Time for a little statistics here. That uphill block, statistically, is better than the dodge. Because you have block. So it's 25% to knock him down, and it's like 30% to knock you down. A dodge is 33 to knock you down. So this statistically was a better move than dodging. Now, if you're now going to dodge, then it's better than a pair of dodges. So I like that. Oof. A little bit punished, but oh no, that's no good. Yeah, oh man, you are getting hard punished this game, Roths. You just are getting beat up this game. So players, and I'm assuming that the rain helps you because it's helped you a lot so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players with a death and a perm. So this team is going to be rocking a lot of loners. Welcome to inducement humans. All right. So we put Linos on the line, and we don't have enough Linos. So we're playing Pro Elves now. We have to put important pieces on the line. I would put the pastor on the line, the thrower on the line. Actually, no. I would put, no, it's lizards. I'd put the thrower on the line because he's cheaper than a blitzer. Alternatively, you put one of your catchers on the line because they have dodge, and you just hope they don't make it a 3-die. But I think the play is to put the thrower on the line here and just let that rock. All right. Does the rain stay? Okay, the rain stays, so that helps. No lizards are off the pitch, so they are way up on forward. So they should be able to lock you down pretty hard. If you're down 3, yeah, they should be able to lock you down pretty hard. No reason to even attempt to pick up the ball this turn. Yeah, no reason to even attempt it. Should have taken the 3-die, but okay. Should have followed to lock you down. Because he's not playing. There's no reason for him to worry about you one-on-oneing a Saurus. That's to his advantage. Should be making blocks diagonally so he can do follow-ups. Coming after the catcher. Should have made it a 3-down. I mean, he gets double pals, so that's fine. So this player is making a lot of kind of minor errors that so far have let the humans stay in this game. This lizard coach is playing a little bit fast and loose, I think, and should have had a score. So has been a little bit punished for it. Gonna take it. Might as well have made that your blitz, and then come off to the middle of the field or something. Oh, you better for this guy with that one die. Fair enough. I need to get behind him, maybe. Blocks a good skill, turns out. Oh. We gonna... I don't think... Yeah, I don't think the GFI is necessary. I definitely don't like the reroll there. Well, I guess you got one on the kick, but I still don't really like it. Oh, paid back for the both down that got you earlier. All right. Oh, and is he dead? He's minus Agi, right? Yeah, that's a free injury. It's an MNG. Das, so good with roll minus Agi. All right, so now this could panic because this is not. This should stand this up before he throws blocks. Like that was a 1 in 9 against block too. Should have made this a 3-die. All right. Yeah, that's protectable. That's yeah. Put that Saurus like here. Okay, there's gonna the other skin goes here then. Okay, so the ball is protected. Not the end of the world. Crocs block, both down. Mighty Blow did a thing on the armor. Okay. So hold on. Let's see what the play is here. Punch that skink for sure. Yeah, I think I don't know. I mean, like you can base the cage, you can punch some skinks, but this still feels like the lizard should be able to put this in. So let's see what happens here. Tying up two Saurus until they punch you. Yeah, 2B Wolf, we've probably got 10 or 15 minutes left in this one. I should probably start skipping along a little bit quicker here to get to your game. Face the skink. More dub skulls. Man, these block dice were so mean to these poor humans. So many both downs and skulls. Made the... Oh, yes! For the children! Got him. Okay. Good deal. Good deal. Good deal. See, I like this, right? Your alternative is to dodge, but this has risk to the lizards. I like this, and you are being rewarded for it. Yes, I like it. I I mean, so I think of the two coaches here, I think you're put in a scrappier situation. Playing solid when you're down this many players, well, I guess you caught up a little bit, but playing solid when you're down players is hard. Playing solid when you're down players, outstrength, and against stunties is really hard, right? Because these stunties just kind of go where they want. This is an overcommitment with this guy. You got to make this dodge first. Okay, now it's fine. So you're playing. I wouldn't call it sloppy. Some of it is, but I would call it risky. But you don't have a choice. I love the uphills because you have block and he doesn't. And what alternative do you have? You have a dodge. That's not a good look. Oh, look at that. That's a good skill. Rewarded. Okay. So despite how this half started, you have clawed your way back. to even on players. You've gotten 2 Saurus out, which every Saurus lost for the Lizards is a huge disadvantage. This guy needs to come back into the play. Somewhere. He needs to come back into here. So, I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so you have a 2-die on the skink. If you base him and base him, you have a 2-die from here with block on the skink. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. I'm assuming that's the play you make, is to blitz the skink from here with somebody. Okay. This game, the Lizard player has suffered quite a bit from order of operations. I like this. It very much looks like you're going for the skink. It looks like you know what you want to do, but you're being patient about it. And you're setting it up right. And the path is through here. Right? Click one of your players. The path is through here. Uh-oh. The GFI. I'm assuming this is rerolled. Yeah. Otherwise we lose. Yes. Absolutely. Not a removal, but there's still rain, and there's a dodge. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on. So, Blood Bowl is a game of risk mitigation. And I love this play because what it says is, I have no other path. I have to throw the dice. So I'm just going to throw them. It'll be what it'll be. I'm going to throw them. They're going to work out or they're not. Let's go for it. And you are rewarded for those brass balls. Now, this is a low percentage play. Most of the time, this will not happen, right? Because you got a 2 plus, a 3 plus, a 4 plus with a reroll. Yeah, so it's 4 plus, 2 plus, 3 plus, 4 plus. That's pretty low odds, right? With no reroll because you used it on the block. So pretty low odds, 50. This is 75, 2/3. So this takes that to a 50, 25. So you're looking at like an 18% play here, maybe better. Let's calculate this out. Calculator. We've got 50 times 75 times 5, 6 times 2/3. Yeah, you're looking at a 21% play here. But 1 out of 5 times you end up with the ball. And now what are the Lizards going to do? This Saurus can't get there. This guy can't blitz you because you're in the way. He can maybe make a skink 1-die on you. So I love it. I love that. I don't know about the pass. Don't love the pass. Love to play until the pass. The pass to me felt like that's a little bit desperate to get out of there. Just hold the ball. Hold the ball. Yeah, he can make a 1-die with skinks, but it takes a couple 3 pluses to do that. He still has to get you without block, and then he has to pick up the ball. So, he had to roll a 6 there, but I would have just held on to it. Okay, he rolls a 1 and 9, so he wouldn't have gotten the block anyway. He would not have gotten the block anyway. All right. This is turn order because this guy, 1, 2, should have sealed here. Absolutely. If you're gonna do that, prepare for failure. That's like Elfing 101 is identify the play, protect yourself from failure, then make the play, right? Crocs should be here. Because then he's basing 2 guys with tail. This skink should be standing. Like, regardless of where that skink was going. This guy needs to be standing. Crocs needs to be here. He needs to be closing this door. This other skink. Oh no, I'm sorry. There's a piece here. The Crocs can't do that. Crocs should throw this 3-die then. That is because that is so safe. Yeah. It's like a 1 in 27. This is a 1 in 9. That's a 1 in 27. So he should be here. This skink should be somewhere else. I don't care where, but should be protecting, maybe even, well, maybe even up here. This skink should be standing. The Crocs should throw the 3-die. Then you do this. And even if you just say the Crocs is a 3-die, Yeah, I mean, and you weren't punished too hard. Like he failed the dodge, uh, but you know you've got plenty of turns, and the odds of him getting the ball off of you there and scoring are are probably worse than the odds of you failing the pass. Like it's probably more likely that you fail that pass than it is for him to, because that's a what's that a 4+ catch in a tackle zone, so that's like a 55% catch, followed by a 75% dodge. So you know you're talking about like 21, no, better than that, but you're looking at a pretty rough play there, like a 40% play or something. Yeah, 41% play. The odds of him making both of those skink dodges is, you know, 80%, and then he's got to make a one die on you, which is uh 2/3. So I guess it's the one die is his odds of getting it off you are pretty high, but it gets lower when you start just factoring in the pickup. I don't know. The pass I thought was a little bit too risky, but now you're still in a pretty good spot with that skink gone. And so now you have the ball, and he's missing a skink. So he's only got what, one skink left? Two skinks. Yeah. So if you can just kill these skinks, then you have a draw on lockdown, right? Because he's only got one reroll. Probably you can get him to burn it before he rolls a six picking up the ball. So I I think you're being good and scrappy. You've hung into this game by throwing the dice when you were given the dice, and you've clawed back to where you're actually up on players now. So you're up on players now too. So at this point, uh, the ball is on a block player. So at this point, you probably one-on-one your pieces with his Croxes, and you're a player up. So you can have the block guy and the other piece abscond with the ball, and the skinks have to hunt you down. So I think you're in a good spot now. It's a little bit hard with the movement of lizards to see the path to getting away. One, two, three, four, five, six. But I would come over here. Yeah, so he should be marking this croc or this Saurus. This piece should come over here into the middle of the pitch. This guy should come over here somewhere and just try and tie up his pieces. Yep, this guy should come to like right here maybe. No, that is not correct. Even so, I approve of going for the surf. One, two, three, four, five, six. He needs to be here, and this piece needs to be over here on this Saurus. Then you do this play. I approve of you going for the surf, but it's an order of operations issue. Because you've never had a reroll, so you need to move this piece here to help screen off this piece and help. You probably want to put him here so that the Saurus can just follow. And you want to put him over here to keep the Saurus from just getting hit on the ball. You better go for this uphill surf now. Nope. Well, I guess you get those anyway, so that's fine. That's fine. That's totally fine. Never mind. I was gonna complain about it because if he follows, he can follow up to your piece, but okay. So this is risky, but again, you're in a situation where probably you have to take risks. So I like that you're taking it. My only complaint is that you didn't move the free pieces before you threw the block. Hmm. Base this skink. If you're gonna take this hit, put this other thrower on, or the other catcher on the skink to make it a two die. This is good. Hey, Tech 19, Techie 19, thanks for the raid. Welcome over, other WCW players. How'd the Nurgle game go? You're playing Nurgle this season, right? You're playing what, the Pus Patrol? Is that right? See, block's a good skill. Alright. No rerolls. This skink is over here, though. Oof. Okay. So, this piece can come here and you get a 2-die on this skink. Not first, but you get it. This guy needs to punch this skink first. That just needs to be first, because that dictates how risky you can be with the rest of the play. If the skink is off the pitch, then it's okay if the ball ends up on the floor. If the skink is on the pitch, having the ball in hand is probably better than having the ball on the floor. This skink also will determine play, but you can. Well, having both of them on the pitch is a problem. Having one of them on the pitch is a little bit more manageable. Oh, you knocked off the champs. Good job. Capone is such a rough division. Um, you can either dodge this guy free, hand off to him, and run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, probably the blitz is better. I would leave him based on the Crocs to hold him down. This guy can then base him. Maybe this guy can run off. There's a lot of options here. We've got a ton of good ones. That sucks. Um, Again, minor, like a turn order thing. This piece is free. Move him first. This piece is free. Move him first. Don't roll dice until after you've moved pieces. That's the reason the Wizards didn't score on you in the first half. Is that they moved pieces that took dice before they moved pieces that were just free. Uh, and again, this is one of my pet peeves because I'm an Underworld player, and they are incredibly punishing if you don't have turn orders down. Sometimes you only have 2 things that you can do without dice, and if you don't do them, you get screwed the next turn. So turn order is important, and it's one of those things that gives you a slight edge. If you're good at it and your opponent isn't, it will give you a slight edge that will make all the difference. That and reroll management. All right, yeah. So one of these is the ball, and I'm assuming. Okay, that's good. That's good play. He's setting up the score next turn. Failure. That's good for you. Terrible scatter. Um, Where's the pause button? Okay. You need a scoring threat. Shoot. So you can 1-die the skink onto the ball to try and scatter it better. There's not a lot of good scatters. But it could scatter onto a source, then off onto the corner, and that's better. You can put him. Wow, you also need scoring threats if you want to score. So we'll see where you're going with him. Okay. I don't know what you plan to do with this piece and this piece, but probably they should be standing, and probably this guy should have moved already before you do the splits. Again, it's a low risk blitz, but there's risk to it still, and you've rolled a lot of dub skulls this game. Follow, please. Yes. Okay. Yeah, especially if you're just picking him up. Just do that sooner. Okay, you've got a tackle zone on the ball. Yep. If you put him here, he gets the 3-die. Push. Ow. Oof. Block dice have not been nice this game to the humans. Oof. That's rough. To have a strength busted. Ugh. These poor humans are really going to be humans the rest of this season. Yeah, to be Right after this, is there anything in particular you want me to look at, or just kind of get my take on it as I look at it? All right, is there a scoring threat? There is. So, Lizards have one turn. It's going to have to be a pass play in the rain. Ask Valk how much Lizard pass plays in the rain work. Just ask him. Chuck needs to find that clip again. We need that to come back up in general chat. Somebody has it. Okay, one die. Push. I'm not sure why you're going for that. But it's all right. Okay. Scoring threat. That's a little bit deep. They're not going to send a bunch of players back to get in the rain, uh, and that makes the pass potentially very hard. Okay, that is brilliant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's good for you. Even better. I doubt he scatters. Okay, so at this point, he's got a removal. Okay, I'll look at that to be wolf. So at this point, the humans have a chance. It's 3 die. Okay, you got him. So, oof, oof. But this is a heck of a pass for that skink to make. Okay. So you got um I'm just blitzing this stupid skink. Yeah. Like maybe I thought that. That's fair. If you want to win, that's a good play. But I might have just blitzed the skink. And at least a dead player didn't get the MVP. To be Wolf, which div are you in? No, that was the wrong one I clicked. Do this to spoiler. Uh, to be Wolf is Ricardo. All right. Underworld team. The Understuck. Where's that one? There it is. Okay. All right. Game here. All right. So this is Lizards versus Underworld in another fresh division. This matchup is just abysmal for Underworld. You're understriked anyway because of these guys, but you don't really have a good way to remove the Saurus and the Crocs. You don't have a good answer for them until you have Claw, and you really need horns. So I'm actually a big believer in a lot of the Bash matchups. Mighty Blow is secondary to Claw horns because Claw equalizes the armor, right? On them, but Claw makes it so that their hits are 87 and their hits are 87. So if you limit them, if you're both limited to a blitz a turn, then you're on even footing with them. Horns against any team that has lots of guard or lots of strength really opens up your blitzing options. So if they're disciplined and you don't have horns, you can only hit what they give you. And against lizards, it's going to be maybe a 1 die. So that's really painful. So horns open all this up. Fez is good. The thing to be careful of with Fez, using him all on offense is right. The thing to be careful of with Fez is Fez is great if you play where he moves. If you expect Fez to go a certain place, the way to use Fez is to use him as a pillar, and wherever he goes is where you go. You follow him, and you have to protect him, especially in this matchup. both down and he goes down. A both down puts him out. Like KO. He's got a weapon, so he's gone. So you really have to protect him and baby him so that he doesn't go off. I would activate the troll, and the troll follows him. And you can use him to activate the troll. And then the two of them give you a strength, a strong spot on the pitch. He's he's also nice. You've got a bribe. It looks like. Do you have a bribe, or is that a glitch? No, that's a visual glitch. Okay. Yeah. So I think this is a good inducement. I would probably put him on the Crocs first because he does better against the Saurus and the Skinks than against the Crocs. The Crocs has a shot at one dying him. And again, if I'm the Crocs, I'm taking a both down all day. All right. This is a 2-die. This is a 2-die. These guys are set up to disengage. Okay, so offhand, the setup's reasonable. Can't quibble with that. 3 rerolls. So generally, I don't start 2 throwers on Underworld. I generally start 1 thrower and then two goblins instead of the other. I mean, I play too much inducement Underworld these days, but it's either 2 rerolls or 2 throwers. I mean, two rerolls or 1 thrower. So if you're gonna go with 3 rerolls, I usually don't. Oh no, it is a lizard bribe. It looks like maybe. If I go 3 rerolls, you got to go with goblins, and goblins are better protected early on. Early on against anyone who's not dwarves, the dodge on goblins makes them better protected. Like if they're screening, or if they're getting a punch thrown at them, makes them better protected than the thrower. So even though they're strength 2 on 2 dies, they're better protected. Even on 3 dies, they're better protected. I don't remember the exact odds, but I don't like 2 throwers. They're so expensive for what you get. At 70k, rerolls are also expensive. So you either want the second thrower or the third reroll. I don't really think it's best to do both. Just because you can get 2 goblins instead, and then if you got 1 more bench here, you can really lean to putting some boots down. But if you've only got a 2-man bench, you usually don't get a chance to put boots down because goblins just leave the pitch so fast anyway. Okay, nope. This is very incorrect. Um, just because of order of operations, right? This block first was bad. This first is terrible. It's a 1-die. It's a 5/6 to fail. Just don't no. You're better off passing on this block because you used your reroll somewhere else than you are throwing this block, especially early. You really want to spread out because right now, with the way you're positioned, these guys can get jumped up with 2 Saurus here and here, and another Saurus just steps here on your stunties, and you can't punch back. Like that's going to get these guys stuck. So priorities here are to spread out, to actually give up a little bit of ground to try and suck them in so you can try and go around them or fight holes. And you really want to make sure that he can't pull any garbage with these skinks because they're so fast that even though your movement's 7, they're so quick that if you don't prepare for them ahead of time, suddenly there'll be 4 skinks in your backfield on the ball and everyone else will be tied up with Saurus and you'll be like, well, what happened to my drive? And it's just that you didn't have people in position or pieces in positions to respond. So this comes later. It comes after you use Fez. It comes probably after you pick up the ball and protect it. Order of operations is incredibly important, and you should first off always ask whether you want to use the troll. So, is it a good idea if you can activate him? Has to be a question you ask every turn before you activate him. And when in doubt, if he's anywhere near other players and at all in between them and the ball or them and where they want to go, ignoring him and not even thinking about him is fine. You got the power here. That is not where that goes, and eventually you will be punished for that. Again, safe moves first. You're rolling dice, especially with the Fanatic. Safe moves first. Okay, now where are you gonna go? Okay, you gonna go after Sunny? You're not. Oof, I would come back this way, because now he's going to be removed on an uphill block now, I would expect. Okay. I'm just gonna ignore the order of operations right now. Was he out of movement there? One, two, three, four, five, six. He is out of movement. I don't like this because this Croc stands up and this Sora stands up, and what are you gonna do? One of your most important early pieces is now against the Mighty Blow. So this protecting your blitzers is an incredibly important part of playing Underworld. This blitzer is not really protected, but marginally is. They have to devote like a skink around here to turn this piece off, and then he gets a 2-die on it. This guy is pinned. Your blitzers are now stuck. So you're not going to be able to do what you need to with them later in the drive if this lizard player gets up. So don't be too anxious to get them engaged. You need to play hit and run, you need to stay a little bit more disengaged, and you really need to think about the run part of the hit and run with the blitzers. They get in and they get back out so that the next turn they're positioned to be used again. This is going to hurt you, I would expect. That's actually I like that. Because now he can't come on. That protects this blitzer. I like that to protect him. I like the scoring threat. This is a match where I would take a score anytime I can get it. Okay, hold on. Let's do some count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I would throw a pass here. I would pick it up with him and throw a pass to try and get him within MVP range. It's gonna be really hard for the stupid skinks to get at it, so I would do that. Sure, hands fails. Sure, that's fine. Okay, I'm expecting. That's what, uphill right now? Okay. So 5, 6, 7, 8. So the Crocs has a 2-die on Fez. So this Sora stands up. The Crocs 2 dies Fez. Probably Fez leaves the pitch. And your inducements are gone. That play right here. Okay, so they do have skills on these Soras. So this lizard team has had some experience. There we go. Burn in his rerolls. See that? This is also an order of operations thing. I mean, this being a both down kind of sucked. I still think that the right play was to go after Fez. This guy's stuck. He's not going anywhere. He might uphill you, but you got block. He's not going anywhere. So take Fez out. Because he's going to be a pain in your ass if you're the lizards. He can actually like do things. So, and he was forced to reroll this by order of operations. If he's a little bit, that is not the right uphill to throw. Uh, if he's a little bit more disciplined on order of operations or makes slightly different choices, probably he doesn't have to reroll that. He can just eat it and save his rerolls. Being afraid to fail things is a problem that a lot of new players have, and I don't know if Groltz is new. I don't have any idea. But I know that when I was a new player, it was like, oh no, I failed. I got to click that reroll. No, you got to think about it. And if you get your order of operations down, then when you fail something, you can go, huh, I don't have to reroll that. Push him up here. No, you push him up here so that you can push into both skinks. Ah, come back to it. Yeah, okay. Okay. So this is, you got a lot of strength in here, but these guys are just going to run away from you. Um, so you want to try and pin these things into your strength there. You're lucky. This guy's free now. This guy can get free on 1 die if you step the rat up there. Okay. I'm not sure. I'd have left him back by the ball, move this guy first, and then had him follow to support. That's painful. I see what you're doing here. Maybe. Let's see where he goes. Okay, that's a little too deep. I like he can really be back 2 or 3 squares, and it makes the potential pass easier. Yes. Okay. Okay. You left him with 2 die here. Oh, so he can't blitz through the goblin. I see. I see, I see. So your troll has no friend. So you did good by not activating him. He has no friend. If you plan on not activating him, that is totally fine. Right? Because this guy can't get to be an assist. He can, if he stands up the Crocs, he does get a 1 die on your troll. And he has block. So that's a 2+, but it's not the best. So, in general, I like this. I kind of like this. You're a little bit loosey-goosey in here. This isn't a tight defensive formation, but it's it'll be okay for now. Stunty KO. Yeah, so the thing I paid just out of information. So he had an armor break and a 7 Stunty turned it into a KO. So that goblin is now either off the pitch, unfortunately, or safely off the pitch because of Stunty. So short term, in a game-to-game situation, Stunty will cause you to place down men, but long term, this is a goblin that, if he had a skill, could no longer be removed from your team because Stunty saved him. That is good work right there. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind the not blitz with the blitzer up there. You had a rat to do it. You had another liner to do it. It's fine. And then you were blitz. Now you're standing up against a skink with the blitzer. Now you have that block this turn. That's totally fine. All right. How are we going to protect this ball? Because all of our rats are up here with the skink. Where are his other skinks? One here, one there, one here. Okay. How are we going to protect the ball? That's the hard part here. This goblin probably needs to come back to protect the ball. Because these guys, again, are pinned in against this strength. So you got way too dug in here with these guys. They're not going anywhere. They're not doing anything. They're getting punched is what's happening to them. And again, this guy's the only mighty blow that the lizards have. Okay. When I'm playing Underworld, I do judge how well I've been doing in the game based on how many goblin blocks I have chosen to throw. It's different against lizards because they got stunties and strength 4s, but if you're playing a strength 3 game and you find yourself choosing intentionally to set up for and take goblin blocks, that's good because just dodging away has no risk to your opponent. It's only risky to your goblins. And typically that means that my opponent is giving me punches that I'm able to pick to take, and it means that I'm dictating what's happening more so than they are. Being forced to throw goblin blocks, bad. Choosing to throw them, good. All right, so that rat has to come back now. Okay, you still got some order of operations stuff. It's not surprising, but it is something to just pay attention to. Interesting. No, no, no. Okay. Don't get dragged into this. Don't get dragged into this. This player was free. Now he's glued. You already have a player control. Like don't get dragged into this. This skink and this Saurus are free. How are you protecting the ball? Like this is a scrum. Underworld are not a scrum team. Like they're not dwarves, they're not shorts, they're not orcs. Especially against a team that outstrengths you like lizards, you don't want to get dragged into a scrum. So this is very much a trap. It's bad enough that your blitzer's been pinned between them for like 3 turns now. You want to be disengaging from this, especially with a piece lead. You got a 1-piece lead, and he's down a Saurus and a skink. Like, this is a big loss for him. You want to disengage. If you're engaged, he's gonna have a chance to claw it back. You better follow this to get off the tracks. Okay. That is acceptable then. Uh, okay. 5+ pass is a 55% play. Um, there's not really a good way to defend the ball otherwise. So, and this corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This corner's the better one. Nope. I think you're doing it right. I think you're right. I'm not sure there was a good corner to go to here, but I like this. Yeah, so what I will say though is if you're gonna do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ah, it's tough because if he gets one of these Saurus free, he can double GFI to get you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it makes me nervous being this close to the corner because if he knocks you down and pushes you here, there's only 3 scatters that aren't out of bounds, one of which will have a skink in it, maybe 2 of which, depending on how rowdy he is. So this is rough if he gets you down, but he does have to get the hit first and get the knockdown. And this is a consequence of that piece being stuck there for so long. If he gets punches on his pieces, they go for it. That hopefully was a misclick. You don't want to be dodging with Saurus without break tackle. Once they have break tackle, it's fine. All right. No. No, no, no. Bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So this guy needs to move first. This piece needs to at least be standing somewhere around this rat to try and protect him, or limit the angles of attack that the skinks can bring. Then you can start throwing punches. Okay, at least it wasn't the troll. Okay. 2 die with block isn't the worst, but again, this is just, that is scary, being that close to him. Okay. And at this point, you don't really care if that's he's done well enough. Yes, that's good. That is good. No, that is not. So, you don't want 2 pieces on the Saurus. One of them will hold him in place. The other one should be up in here somewhere, ready to react to what the skinks do. So, because they're not going to be able to throw a punch against that Saurus next turn. If all he does is stand up, then you got a quarter Saurus, like 80k, 90k, holding down 140k worth of rats. I mean, he's got blocks, so he's a little bit more expensive, but okay. I do like the ritual discipline on taking the both down the goblin. I do like that. See, this is what made me nervous. Okay, so oh man, yeah, that's what gets me nervous about all this. Okay. Uh-oh. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, right back. Did he catch it? No. Oh, okay. All right. Hold on. So this goblin has to get up. First things first. The goblin. Where's he going? This rat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, these rats need to come over here. Both of your throwers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, both throwers and the blitzer all need to come to the ball. They all need to just hustle to the ball. That's good. I don't so much like that because right now he's a stunty dodge away from surfing you. And as a stunty player, you have to look for these. But these stunty dodge uphill or 1-die surfs, if you give that to a stunty player worth their salt, they're going to take them because it's a removal. It's a free removal. I get to remove you with the stunty. So this I don't so much like. I would have dodged him away and just let it roll if he failed. I don't like that I see a blitz icon here and nobody else has moved. None of the guys down have moved. You're going to push in here, aren't you? That's a little better. That does prevent the stunty sturf. Okay. Foul here. It's a bit of commitment, but I think that's okay. And if that was the reason for leaving them there, then I'm okay with leaving them for a little bit. You do kind of get in your own way here. He doesn't need to be that deep. And follow. Yeah. Don't activate him. Yes. Uh, yeah. I like that because he still has to deal with this piece first. I like not activating him. The troll doesn't have a friend, so you're kind of committing to leaving him there, but you got piece advantage there. You're only down one or one KO goblin, so this is looking okay from here. Hey, hero, another raid. Man, all the WCW people up in here. All right, so this is one of the reasons not to hit first, right? So I'm not personally. I would have taken that block with this guy because this guy has block first off, so that's not a turnover. It's still a 2-die. And then the Crocs, one, one, two, three, four, five, six, can get a tail on the ball after blitzing a 87 piece with Mighty Blow. So that I would have used this guy here, and then the Crocs can blitz him and go stand on the ball. This guy needs to stand up before you do that. Probably. So now the place to start focusing. Don't follow. Oh, death for the children. For the children. Oh, this is kind of mentoring. Here, this is like my sixth replay review today. Ah, he appled it. Right? Okay. Again, you don't need to burn that reroll if you move all the free stuff first. Which namely is the blitzer and the two throwers, and this goblin. And you're not being super punished for in this game. Yeah, Techie. I mean, how many skinks you got left on the pitch? That's the only. That's the. No wait, there's another skink on the pitch somewhere, right? One, two, three. Yeah, hidden by the troll. Okay, we have the ball. Okay, we are now guaranteed the floor, unless the skink does some stupid stuff. Yeah, that might cost you a stalling turn. I, yeah, you can't afford him still. But the good news is he's done his job, right? He was worth, because this is worth more than his inducement cost. Yeah, I mean, got Saurus on the pitch. So, all right. The question now, it's turn 7. You have a reroll. At this point in the game, the question is, do you score on the thrower, or do you risk the handoff, or pass even, to a blitzer? Because blitzers are who you want the levels on Underworld. Like, if you have an Underworld team, you have, like, let's see, a block thrower, a leader, or a block or leader thrower, some block mats, and like one near legend blitzer. That's a fine team. Nobody else needs levels. So with 2 turns left, I start thinking about getting on limits. Let me tell you. Right, so he's gonna come. I would bring him up here. He would come next to him, and then these 3 or 4 pieces would all block, like screen off, and then I would get the ball to them. Stand him up, like right here. All right. Uh, side note: this piece can. It's an up. So this guy needs to. Well, okay. Oh man, you went for all that effort to foul the Crocs. And now he's just gonna hold all your guys tight. That's unfortunate. Is he gonna surf with Troll? No, if he follow that, he can surf the Troll. Goes for the ball instead. That's fine. All right. So instead of potentially scoring on a blitzer, you went for the foul on the Crocs. I mean, that's one way to play. It's okay, but I would have tried to score on the blitzer. Yeah, and you're committing to a foul. You've got a stunty in range. It's a 1 in 9. You're gonna go for it. Like I don't. If you're going for the foul, you might as well make it a fat foul. That's just committing to it and thinking of those children. All right, the Crocs, or the not the Crocs, the Saurus gets up. So that's two Saurus for like half that drive. Okay. I would like to see the rats out of Saurus blitz range. Yeah, I would like to see them back further. Um, or if you're really worried about it, a true one-turn defense. If you're worried about like putting them on the back line. Um, that's that's a reasonable one-turn defense. He doesn't. Yeah, he's not going for it. So I mean, with Stunty on the skink, so one turn is surprisingly doable, but he didn't set up for it. Poor Goblin taking a mighty blow hit. Uh-oh. Oh. He's gonna be fine. Again, mighty blow is used here, so that's a Stunty removal. Mighty blow and Stunty. Yeah, I mean, fouling turn 7 is the right turn to foul. Absolutely, you don't foul turn 8 and risk the score. Unless you have a bribe, then maybe you do. If there's no bribe for the second half. But yeah, especially at early games, prioritizing blitzer levels is big. Oof. All right, he's okay. You just let that rock, absolutely. Oh, you don't even have an Apo. Did you not have an Apo in your build? Yeah, the only reason you foul turn 8 with a bribe is if you have no path in the second half without getting that player off. Like there's arguments to be made. There's arguments to be made that if it's an actual one turner that's on the pitch, that you foul that thing. Because if you don't remove it, it just scores anyway. So who cares? There are arguments like that to be made, but those are certainly niche cases. You know, if you're playing, this is set up. Skinks are fast, but you need to set up like 1 or 2 squares forward of this, I would think, because you need to be able to react, take too much space with the Saurus, and here, if you get that all set up to get back there. Mm. Yeah, that's valid. The 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 only the only drawback to not starting with an Apple is that these guys are 90k and they are your team. If you lose a blitzer or the troll early, uh, it can take a long time to recover from it, and you will have a rough time of it. At that point, you're better off firing some other stuff and playing Inducement Underworld. Like, not even joking. I actually don't believe in a busted Underworld team. If you get them leveled and they collapse, don't do them. Just replace them. Just re-roll the next season. It's so hard to do. But yeah, so apple rights, right? On an underworld team. Troll does not get apple rights. He lives and dies on regen. If you have like a block pro troll, okay, maybe he gets apple rights, but probably not. See, turn order. This is why this is one of my pet peeves, right? These Saurus have all kinds of space to take. All kinds of space. They could be all up in your face. They could be basing you. He could put two Saurus in here. But no dice. You know, he could be all up in your face on this, but instead he takes the Crocs block at the wrong time. Can't re-roll it because it's a loner. And now, I mean, there's not a lot that you can do about it. He's not in a terrible position, but he could have been in a lot more aggressive posture right now. Yeah, so the thing with lizards is finding your way around or through the line of forest is the hard part, but you have stunties. So, uh, and here's a little bit on sort of strategy against teams that can score more easily, right? So lizards are one of those teams that because of stunty, it's really hard to pin down skinks. Their movement is really high, right? Their move eight, their stunty, their dodge, they're quick and agile. They're probably going to be able to BS a score on you. They're probably going to be able to squeak through. So primary goal is to kill the Phoenix. Just get them off the pitch, and then lizards aren't going to score. All right. Failing that, stop them from stalling. So if you can give yourself 3 turns to score, 14, 15, 16, a 2 turn is doable. You got enough movement 7 that a 2 turn isn't the hardest thing in the world. It's hard if they set up right, but it's not impossible. If you can get yourself 3 turns, that's usually enough to put together a decent drive if you know how to speed drive. So every turn beyond that you can get you some extra stuff like deep kick. Well, okay, I've got an extra turn. I can maybe deal with a mid kick or a deep kick. Uh, you know, oh, I got a blitz. Well, I got 2 extra turns, so I can maybe set up to handle a blitz, and then if it's called, I don't just lose because of it. So you want to prevent them from stalling more so than preventing them from scoring if you can't stop them, and skinks are going to squirt through. The good thing about skinks is that they're only strength 2, so goblins fight skinks fine. So if you can get the goblins through, then you can threaten the skinks and pressure them. Maybe draw some Saurus back and buy yourself some space. You don't really want to be punching the Saurus routinely. If you're punching Saurus, it needs to be here and there. It needs to be a 2 die. Pushes need to be okay. Like your goal is not to pick a fight with the Saurus, because probably they win that. Your goal is to make them play the ball and then rely on the fact that he doesn't have guard. So if he cages, you mark 2 of the Saurus with a goblin, and you dive on the ball with the other goblin. You take the 1 die. You don't re-roll it. You just let it rock. But he can't really rely on a caged skink to defend the ball. You just get 1 dies on a 3+. Like that's not protected. So uh, it's really hard if he's patient with the Saurus, but you need to draw the Saurus out of this. Okay, Troll does not go first. Okay, but this goblin needs to end up back here, and this goblin needs to end up back here. This goblin is 1 3+ from being in the backfield. This goblin is 2 3+s from the backfield. This is last action. You need to take up a little bit of a position. Don't go wide. Stay central. Kind of elf screen, but I tend to screen looser with Underworld than elves. I don't do. You won't see my games with a lot of columns. Just where you stack the guys 1 2 for your elf screen. I spread out a little bit more. Part of that is to make it harder to base everything up. Elf screens, you hit the front guy and you've automatically got both the down guy and the front guy based. Like you can run out of movement there and it's fine. A looser screen, it's a little harder to do that. You can be a little bit more fluid with it, And I'm okay with holes in my screens a lot of times if it forces the elves to score fast. Against like dwarves or something, you have to be a little bit more solid. You can't give up as much space. But against lizards, the Saurus just fights so well. All right, I like that because that's fairly safe. Don't base it with him. No, no. This is again, you're out of movement, so this guy can't go anywhere after this. So you push him there, and then this Saurus steps right here, and you're gummed up. This is too clumped. This guy, part of this is a consequence of being so far back, but you always want to have movement left with your blitzers so that you can retreat behind a screen. This guy really needs to be like here, or preferably here, with a couple of goblins in front of him. It keeps him safe. This is bad. He's going to punch your goblin, push him, and then it's a one die here, and he's got you gummed up. Stay a little bit more spread out. Yeah, so he's just going to take these punches, take the pushes, gum you up with his strength 4. He should have followed there. And he gets it anyway, so it's fine. But he should be making those 3 dies. It's just better. That was a stunty removal also because you rolled a 9 and it needs a 10 usually. So far stunty has given I think both of your well, it gave you a goblin injury and at least a KO. Yeah, he's not really taking advantage of his strength advantage over here. Uh-oh. That is just a pure KO. That's just high rolling. And you were on a 3-man bench, so you're down to 10 or 9. You're on 9 right now. Yeah, you're down to 9. So this is rough. If I'm the Wizard coach, this is where, yeah, especially with that, this is where I try to score fast. Because if the troll doesn't come back from this, and I've seen this game, so I know what happens here. Yeah. So at this point, you should be looking to score immediately as the Lizards. Like, gum up all the rats, score as soon as possible. Okay, I like that. It's ballsy. I might have sent the goblin through first, but I like it. You got to start threatening. I like that. You were just too gummed up. You were too base to base. I mean, the troll going down is unfortunate, and him failing regen is also unfortunate. Because like this is a 1 die with no mighty blow, so breaking armors are 1 in 6. Getting a removal, getting an injury, that's already a 1 in 36 there. It's a little bit better when you start talking about getting a KO, but that was unfortunate. But you were overly based. You need to play a more disengaged game. This is okay because he doesn't have block. If this guy has block, he can make it a 3 die and really give you a hard time. Well, I don't know that you have much choice now. You're down so many players. At this point, being entirely honest, at this point, uh, I start contemplating things like greed rerolling this just for the positioning. It's hard with the rat and the goblin on him because they'll both get tied up. But I would start considering things like that. No, 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 no. You need the blitzer free. I guess you can 3+ there. I guess that's okay because you had the reroll still. Base some of these skinks if you're gonna do this. Don't break the Crocs. That's just asking for you to get stuck. Yeah, so I think I like the idea of getting these players in the backfield. Uh, I think this rat needs to be on a skink. This rat probably also needs to be on a skink. He's fine. Don't base the Crocs. Base him with the goblin, but don't base him with a rat. Certainly don't base him with 2, because they can't get away. He makes it harder to dodge away, and you're already not good at dodging. So the Crocs is going to stand up, and you're already down on players. So at this point, this skink hoofs it, and if I'm the Lizards, I'm looking to score turn. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh man, he should have come up one more last turn. So he's looking to score turn 13 and then 3 turn on you again after that. Maybe I make it. So I probably put one of these. Actually, no. I put this skink full movement and I go to hand off to him. So that I can score last game and or either of these. Yeah. One of these skinks here goes full speed down the pitch. And I hand it off to him and he scores next turn. Right? Because he's in scoring range. So next turn I hand off to him and he runs down and scores. And then I run up and score. I mean, I would say that on the one hand, Underworld are a hard team for an experienced coach. They are they are a knife edge, and when you make simple mechanical mistakes, turn order stuff, reroll management stuff, they punish you hard. If you overbase, they will punish you hard. If you overdodge, they'll punish you hard. If you do things wrong, they will punish you hard. So you've picked a very challenging team to start with. Uh, but if you can learn to work with them, they'll teach you a lot of things that can. That makes the thrower free. Okay, we have inventory position. That's good. I like that. If you don't follow this, thank you. Maybe even dodge him away. Oof, the stunties and when the stunties 1 and 9, the stunties 1 and 9. That was also a stunty KO. So you rolled a 7 and it got turned into an 8 because of stunty. So that's at least 3 removals on the back of stunty. Yeah, I mean as long as you don't get too tilted, then it's okay to pick them and do hard mode first. That's fine. If you're prone to tilt, they are absolutely not a team that works well. If you get frustrated when things go wrong, like these stunties, right? 3 of your stunties have been removed because of stunty. Because otherwise, one of them would have been canceled, but the other 2 would still be on the pitch. They would have been stunned. Uh, and those are 1 and 9s. When 1 and 9s go against you, sometimes that's just all she wrote. But I would say focus on protecting your blitzers, focus on the hit and run, get in somebody's way, and try to funnel them. So try to dictate with your positioning where on the pitch it looks easy for them to go. And if you play against inexperienced or less skilled coaches that don't know how to fight for the middle, they'll direction you tell them, and then you can push them and pin them in the sideline, right? If the coach knows how to work side to side or knows how to fight for the middle, that won't be as successful, but you'll stay disengaged and you'll be able to pick your battles. Because what you really want to do, like, you should be surfing this guy. Absolutely. Nope, that sucks. That's better. Absolutely. What you want is you want to be able to pick and choose where you fight. You want to be able to work a local player advantage. Okay, and now push that guy here. Good. Don't follow this. Don't follow. There. That's better. That was much better in there. Those are the kinds of things you want to set up. He should absolutely be scoring here. Because if your goblins stay down, like you can't one turn because the troll's down, so you can't throw teammate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're at most 9. He's at 11. Like his ability to get past you. Oof. Not a stunty removal that time. His ability to get past you, steal the ball, and score again. He should be scoring. Like this game, he could win it if he scores here. Oof. Doubles, he's going off, but he got you. Man, that was ballsy. But That was an interesting choice. Yeah, so see here he's just stalling, right? And if you're okay with the draw, you can play this however you want, but you don't have block anymore. Hit him here if you get him. Oof. Yeah, hit him here. And follow. Oh, or come up here. Yeah, for the children. Come on. You did a 4+ dodge for a foul? What? Okay, your thrower is officially safe. That thrower is now safe. The 4 SPP thrower. And cool. Nothing can happen to him. You are guaranteed to go to the next game with 4 SPP on that thrower. This thrower maybe not. Okay. I mean, regardless, he should be scoring. Like whether he focuses on beating you up or plays the ball. Like if I pity you, I won't Saurus foul and I won't go overly out of my way to beat you up. But I'm got a bunch of 3 SPP skanks. Ooh, on a skull too. That hurts. Well, now you don't have to worry about the bloat that is the second thrower. So that's really unfortunate. It looks like he's gonna just stall because you can't one turn. The number of 2 guys he has thrown with Saurus on goblins is just not. Yeah, I would have just run away with my rats. They're so fragile, but it's fine. This game is basically uh yeah, and like he could have scored turn 12 or turn 13 easily, and then with the way that the removals were going, if he got those during his defensive drive, he could have won the game. He could have stolen it off of you. Yeah, 5. So 5 on 10. This was like turn 14. He'd have this game. He'd easily run by you, grab the ball, and just go score. And then he would have 2 successful skanks instead of 1. Okay, probably the Vanity Pass is easier SPP than trying to Kaz a Blocksaurus. So I don't I get one of the rats back, maybe both of the rats even back to go for Vanity Pass on one of them. Got the armor break. That's funny, but the Vanity Pass is a 3+3+3+. Um, it's 1 in 36 to injure a Saurus after the knockdown. Foul? Oh man. Foul for the children. I love it. I love it. All right. So that was a rough matchup to draw first. You got okay, so you leveled him. I hate it when games go like this where you only get a little like I mean that's a lot of SVP, but on one piece, that's rough. All right. 50% pickups is bad. Passes are fine. Dodges were right about where they should have been, assuming you didn't make any 4+, which I think you might have. Armor was a little low. You know, armor for AV7 is supposed to be 60, but he had Mighty Blow, so that's fine. Injury rolls were rough for you. Like this is not good on the injury rolls. Even with Stunty, this is just a painful game. So you should not have had that many pieces removed. KOs were fine. Wake Really Stupid was fine. This should be 50%, so well you got a lot of pieces removed. Luckily most of them were not perms, but unfortunately you did suffer A perm on an important one. Yeah, I think the blitzer was not permed. It was the thrower that was killed. Regens, whatever. How are your block dice? Um, this is high. This is, well, pushes and skulls were high, but not terribly so. His dice were worse than his block dice were worse than yours. So let's take a look at your team real quick. You are understruck. Okay. 30K. You've got the Apo now. Yeah, so throwers, valid choices for first skill depending on builds. Block, extra arms, leader. Doubles you take dodge or mighty blow, depending on your persuasion. So this is helpful. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you took extra goblins and you're on 11 your second game. So that feels bad, man. That's a little rough to start that way. Um, and on 950 TV, you're not going to get a ton of inducements. So this is a little painful. But this goblin you just put on LOS duty until he dies. He's fine. You can fire him, but you're so low on money that I would prioritize a bench over replacing him. You just want to make sure that of the goblins that leave the pitch injured, he is among them instead of him being the last goblin left for the one turn. But I again, you picked a very challenging, very brutal team, and you got a bad matchup, and then you had terrible injury rolls. So there was kind of a lot of stuff going against you there in that match. Let's see, is anybody else? There's nobody else from WCW streaming Blood Bowl, so I don't think I'm gonna raid anybody. Yeah, foul appearance. So foul appearance is interesting. Foul appearance sidestep can make for very tilt-inducing goblins if they can't knock them down. So it tends to be fake, but then it'll work on like 5 times in one turn, and you'll have tied up half their team trying to punch the goblin that happened to be stunty step next to the ball. And that's the other thing you do with him if you don't care about him, is you just cage dive with him and step him on the ball, like right next to the ball carrier. With foul appearance, you just leave him there. And you see how many of the cage pieces he can tie up rolling ones. So that's all for tonight. Thanks for stopping by. I don't see anybody else streaming from WCW. It doesn't look like there's a Discord stream going on, so unfortunately that's going to end all the raids from WCW people being passed on. Thanks.